Hey guys, Dr. Lee here, Head to Toe Spine Sports. Just want to bring you guys through a nice little full range of motion thing, just because you guys have graduated recently and we want to make sure you stay healthy even though we're done with our treatment plan. So we're going to address all the joints in our body. We're going to go from head to toe. And basically what we're trying to do is engage our full range of motion, keep our joints healthy, make our muscles happy around that area, and just to keep that range of motion so that we don't feel crummy after we've completed this treatment plan. So we're going to start with the head here. What we really want to do is we just want to put our hands at our sides. We want to squeeze all the muscles in our body that aren't moving. So we'll pull in our core, we'll squeeze our glutes, we'll squeeze our biceps and our hands. We're just going to go into a nice range of motion here. So as we flex our chin towards our chest, we're going to start to rotate from side to side, trying to act like we have a laser pointer on the top of our head and that we're drawing the biggest circle that we can on the top of the ceiling and the walls behind us and everything. What we don't want swayed side to side. We only want the intended joint to move, which is going to be in our neck here. So after we go to the neck, we're going to go to our thoracic spine, which is, we're going to start by hugging ourselves. We're going to bend forward here. We don't want to bend at our waist, we only want to bend at our thoracic spine, so we'll stop here. We'll start to rotate towards the side just like we do with our neck. We'll bend over to that side, extend, and make a big circle. Again, acting like we have that laser pointer attached to our back and we're drawing a big circle on the ceiling here. So we go from there, that's our thoracic spine, then we're going to go to our shoulders here. So once we're here, we're going to put our hand on our stomach just so we know that we're not swaying side to side. We're going to go into full flexion here. Once we get to the top, before we start to arch our back, we're going to turn our hand out towards the wall, extend back all the way, cutting the corner, trying to brush the back of our hand against the hip to finish off here. So I like to do that one both ways. We'll go into extension here. Rotate the opposite direction that we did before and pull it all the way through. So you might hear some cracks, some pops, some clicks. As long as they're pain-free, they're going to be okay. So we'll go into full flexion here again. On the other side, we'll rotate outward, continue to cut the corner before we rub the back of our hand against our hip to finish that movement out. We'll keep the thumb facing towards the back. We'll extend back here, rotate, and pull it all the way through. Now again, what we don't want here, we don't want rotating side to side. We don't want any elbow bend. We want only our shoulder to be engaged here. So just make sure you're not compensating because that's going to alter the way that our joint moves and we don't want that. We'll move on to the elbow now. So the elbow bends and extends. So all we're going to do is flex here. We're going to rotate our hand just a little bit into supination, bring our pinky towards our shoulder. And then we're going to extend and flatten our hand towards the ground. So we can bring it up like this. Can bring it across. Pretty much we're just trying to engage the elbow through a full range of motion here so that we can expand proprioceptive input. We know based on research that we're not engaging our joints fully unless we're going to that end range. The more often we go to that end range, the more our body is comfortable in that end range, less likely we are to get hurt by going to that range. So next is the wrist. This one might be a little bit difficult for you guys. We're going to act like we have our cell phone on our forearm here. We don't want to drop our cell phone on the floor, so we're going to try and keep our forearm facing the ceiling. So what I like to do, just to keep myself in check, is put my thumb right on the top of the forearm. What we're going to do is we're going to bend our fingers towards our elbow. Try not to flex the fingers like this. Try to keep them nice and straight. Bend your hand towards your ulna as you rotate around. Imagining that laser pointer is attached to your hand once again. You're drawing the biggest circle you can. We'll switch directions here and go the opposite, drawing a nice big circle as far as we can before we go to the other side. So I'm only doing these once to each side, but it's totally indicated to do 2 to 3 goes. If you want, you can do up to 5 goes. Just as you do it more and more, it's going to become a lot easier. So that was us clearing out the top part of our body. We're going to go down to the floor now for the bottom half of our body.